let's have a quick conversation about Incogni versus Reputation Defender versus Privacy Bee. And the thing is that here's a comparison I want you to really pay attention to. I want to first start with Incogni. The thing is, when you have your data online and you are trying to really look for a personal data removal service, you got to pay attention to a few things like speed, of course, affordability, but also most importantly, safety, right? So when we think about Incogni, what we love about Incogni is that basically Incogni is actually great in terms of speed, okay? And here is a tool that actually will remove your data real fast. That's really important because not only removing the data real fast, but also showing transparency in the process. Okay, so Incogni really is one of those data removal services that actually will inform you as they go along in terms of the removal service. So that's really good because the last thing you want is to actually have your data actually on some dodgy websites, the dark web and what have you. And when you're trying to really go for a job or you're trying to really trying to polish your reputation, then you really have to think about how to actually work things out. So what are the pros and cons here? When we think about Incogni in terms of the pluses, here is a tool that we love a lot in terms of simplicity. The interface is very straightforward, so the UX and UI is really great. I love that a lot. And so you have uncomplicated pricing, very transparent. I'll talk about pricing later on. And you have a tool that actually offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you know that for 30 days you can use the tool, you can use this service for free. And if there's a problem, you can just cancel the contract or not sign anything at all. So that's kind of cool. And and when you compare actually Incogni to all the other players like Privacy Bee or Aura or Reputation Defender, you will see an element of affordability. In other words, Incogni really is more affordable in our view. And also Incogni also is really transparent. I want to insist on that because not a lot of data removal services will want to actually keep you updated of the progress. Okay. Now, on the flip side, you're not going to have a lot of customer service. I mean, basically, they want you to really email them, so you can't really have a conversation with someone on the phone. That's really crazy, though. I mean, imagine you want to speak to someone because you have a little problem that you want to talk about. They actually they want you to contact them, and there's no free trial. So, I mean, you have a 30-day. By the way, it's not a 30-day free trial. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee, but there is no free trial. So that's something to really think about. I want you to look right now on the screen here. Here is a pricing for Incogni as of the date of this show. So that's the first screenshot. Then you have the second screenshot. So you have the individual plan, and then you have the family and friends plan. So that kind of gives you an idea of what Incogni is all about, pricing wise. The thing is, if you are trying to really go with Incogni or other players in this industry, you got to pay attention to a few things, right? I mean, of course, when we talk about when I talk about data removal, you got to really ask yourself, where's my data at? What kind of websites are actually incorporating my data, right? So those are called the data broker companies. Those are companies that actually make a lot of money from your data. That's kind of crazy, but hey, listen, it is legal because they actually do a lot of research. They have algorithms that actually browse through the internet to kind of grab data here and there, and they actually monetize that data. I mean, listen. So you have the likes of IQ Data, Book Your Data, ComScore, Dice, Ikata, Fetcher, a whole Metri, Intrue, and many others. Okay. So, but the thing is, when I think about Incogni really specifically, I love you're gonna love the dashboard. The dashboard is as you can see on the screen here. The dashboard gives you a clear idea of the progress, right? You see the request sent, the request in progress, the request completed, and the suppression list entries. That's kind of cool. And one thing that Incogni does pretty well is that basically it gives you a detailed view. You have a detailed view of what's really happening, so you know exactly what's happening. It breaks the analysis in terms of broker type, compliance score, severity score, request status. So you have a clear idea what's really happening. Is Incogni playing games with you, or are they working? Are they actually working for real, right? So you have that. And in terms of so when you look at the Incogni, what you're gonna love is that you're gonna love the fact that you have a very easy to use but also easy to set up process. So when you think about Incogni account creation, they'll ask you for things like your email address, a password for your account, your name, first name, last name, date of birth, your physical address. Don't give them your social though. They don't need your social. So remove your data from a third party website. They don't need your social. Now, so in terms of if you have any question, remember that you can only contact them via email. Okay, as you can see on the screen here, they have a process in place where there is no phone number. You have to actually contact them via email, and just be patient. Be patient. Like after 2 days, they'll get back to you. That's what it is. I want to talk to you now about Reputation Defender. I mean, when you think about Reputation Defender, I mean, the name is good though. I mean, this is a good name from a branding perspective. That's for sure. But the question is, are they doing what they're supposed to do, right? And so Reputation Defender has been actually in the industry for a while. That's what you're gonna love, because you're gonna love the fact that they have a proven track record. That's for sure, right? So basically, you have more than 15 years of industry experience in terms of removing personal data from broker sites and other third-party sites. You have a dedicated account managers that actually add a personal touch to the service. So you are going to speak to someone. Like when you think about Incogni, Incogni is really doing things like in a hidden manner, right? Like you can only contact people via email. Reputation Defender actually allows you to talk to someone, a human person, a human person. That's the tautology, but like somebody that you can have a conversation with. And here is a service that actually has also a simple and transparent pricing. So you're gonna love that. Okay, you have a wide range of product offerings and services. You have a free reputation report card. So you have a service that gives you that card for free, and you have an online reputation management. If you are a C-level executive, let's say you are a CEO, you're a CFO, you're a CIO, you're a CMO, or what have you, you're gonna love the fact that Reputation Defender is giving you an online reputation management process. On the flip side, some of the things you're not going to like is that when it comes to customer sentiment, people don't people don't have an overall positive view of Reputation Defender, and sometimes for individuals and small businesses, Reputation Defender might be a little expensive. Okay. And also, there are no dedicated PR services. If that's what you want, you're not going to find that with Reputation Defender. So one thing I want to say is that, you got to really know the fact that their ethical practices and methods have actually been put into question. And people have been asking questions like, are they for real? Are they following the law? That kind of stuff. And also, they're trying to really portray themselves as transparent. That's for sure. But the question is, are they actually following through? But as you can see on the screen here, they give you a free reputation report card. So you have a clear idea what's really happening about your name online. So that's kind of cool. Okay. And you are going to also dig through the search results of this service. So you are able to analyze your current search results, creating new content, scheduling content publication, optimizing all the new content, and continuing also content optimization. Okay, you also have personal branding. So this is another area where Reputation Defender actually is helping you. So that's kind of cool also. And so overall, you can see on the screen here. Here is the pricing. So the pricing for Reputation Defender. So you have the local essentials and the local premium. So it's not really that cheap. Let me just put it that way. It's not cheap. I'll speak about pricing later on. By the way, why later on? I want to talk about pricing now. So when you think about Reputation Defender, by the way, Reputation Defender, if I haven't said it before, this is actually a Norton service. Norton is known for antivirus and so on and so forth. So when you think about Reputation Defender, you have local essentials, you have local premium. Now they have a pricing strategy where they actually stratify their pricing based on the geography you're actually hailing from. So based on your state and locality, they might actually give you a different pricing plan, and you might see like a pricing plan that involves essentials plus preferred and premium. Okay, and the pricing is around $1,000 per year, all the way to $10,000 per year. Now the question is, how important is your reputation for you, right? That's a big question you got to ask yourself. Because the thing is that for you to pay that amount of money, you got to really have a clear idea about the benefits so that you can actually do your research about your ROI, your return on investment, the value added, and so on and so forth. And so you also have Reputation Defender VIP services. So if you are interested in, like, let's say if you're a public figure, if you are an executive, you're a brand, or you care about your reputation, and you are willing to pay for it. Actually, this is a Reputation Defender can actually help you out, and they have services around search management, search suggestions, SEO consultation, image and video remediation, strategic publication, analysis and reporting. So that's really good. They also have a service for job seekers. So this is an important element if you are trying to beef up your chances of let's say getting that job. Okay, but everything actually revolves around the free reputation report card, so you can see what's really happening around your name as of a specific time. Let me talk to you now about Privacy Bee. So this is actually the third player I want to share with you. So when you think about Privacy Bee, I want you to think about transparency for sure, but I want you to think mostly about 24/7 privacy monitoring. In other words, you could be sleeping and you have a service that actually working in the background to kind of take care of your privacy. So that's kind of cool, especially when it comes to safety and transparency. If you are a public figure, or you're a business owner, or you're just somebody who cares about his or her privacy, that's something that you might really like. And so what you're gonna love with Privacy Bee is that here is a service that actually removes your data from hundreds of data broker sites. So that's kind of cool. Okay, in terms of having peace of mind, you have risk assessment features that are available for free. So you have a service also that reports data breach exposure. So if there are some hacks happening in the system, happening in the news, for instance, Privacy Bee will jump real hard to work on your behalf. You have a Privacy Bee actually gives you a browser extension that actually is you have an active do not track. So this is actually their DNT browser extension is really powerful. That's going to help you a lot, especially if you are trying to really make sure that nobody messes up with your data, right? And Privacy Bee also manages trust relationships with thousands of companies, so you have a clear idea that your data is safe. That's really the bottom line. And also, Privacy Bee handles industry opt-outs such as junk mail, so that's important. Now, Privacy Bee comes at a cost. Now, you might say this is a privacy cost, or this might be a monetary cost, or this might be a transparency cost. Who knows? I mean, the thing is that the big flip side of Privacy Bee is that the email search function gives Privacy Bee full access to your email. Can you imagine that? That's crazy. But hey, listen, it is what it is. If your email is important for you, you do not want to activate that email search function. That's for sure. Because otherwise, you'll be giving access to a Privacy Bee that would be really, really, really crazy. But overall, when you think about Privacy Bee, I want you to think about a free version available. You have more than 200 removals automated. So you have a lot of automation happening in the background. Can you imagine that? A lot of automation in this era of Chat GPT. That's really good. Okay. And in terms of pricing, I mean, Privacy Bee is actually in the middle. Okay. It's not as expensive as Reputation Defender, but it's not as cheap as Incogni. Okay. So how do you try Privacy Bee for free? Well, basically, you have to just sign. You have to go to the website, and you have to actually put your email and blah blah blah. And it's pretty straightforward, nothing really complicated. But just make sure that after 30 days, you give yourself a reminder so you can actually cancel the service if you don't want to go a little further. Okay. You can also track. You can also track your data through the browser extension. That's really fantastic, also. The thing is, when you actually close your eyes and think about a service such as Privacy Bee, you got to really think about automation. I mentioned this before, right? But it's one of those things where it's automation in the background, but automation on a consistent basis. Okay, so you have like Privacy Bee is trying to promise you that they are going to defeat the data brokers. Is that for real? Not really, because this seems more like a PR thing, because nobody can really defeat data brokers, because data brokers, they are constantly improving their algorithms to actually make sure they can call more data from the internet and sell that data, right? But all you can hope for through Privacy Bee is that they actually are going to contact as many data brokers as possible on your behalf. So that's kind of cool because then at least you can start the process of cleaning up whatever needs to be cleaned. You also have Privacy B also ensures you privacy beyond data aggregators. And so because see, when you think about personal data from on the internet, it's not just data brokers. You also have the data aggregators, and you also have the ability to find things done a lot faster. So one thing for sure, you got to really understand what kind of security, what kind of privacy you're looking for, what kind of features you're looking for. But overall, privacy is going to give you this sort of this comprehensive personal data removal service. Okay, so you're able to have to have everything all in one. You can have additional features. By the way, you can have additional features if you want, because Privacy B even helps you opt out of Google Street View and a similar feature in Apple Maps. So that's kind of cool if you are trying to really completely obliterate your data from the internet. Okay, not from the internet, but yeah, you know what I mean. In terms of security, and you're gonna love that. You're gonna love the fact that Privacy B has a multi-factor authentication, so you are able to know that basically they have a strong security protocol in the background to make sure that they are actually safeguarding your data. Okay, but the bottom line here also is that when you go through Privacy B again, I want to insist on the email, the search email function. You got to really ask yourself: do you want to actually give Privacy B your access to your email address? Because otherwise, if you do not want to do that, I want you to think twice before, because that has consequences. That's for sure. So when you think about Incogni versus Reputation Defender versus Privacy B, which one should you go for? The question is, it's not just about which one should you go for, right? The question is, how important is your privacy for you? I mean, do you care about money? I mean, is budget an issue for you? Is money an issue for you? Do you care about transparency? Do you care about privacy? Do you care about multi-factor authentication? Do you care about consistency? And more importantly, do you care about scalability? In other words, I mean, do you want a service that can actually scale from 100 brokers, 100 data brokers to 1,000 data brokers, right? So those are questions you got to ask yourself. I mean, because the last thing you want is to actually go with a cheap ass service, and then you realize that they're playing game with you. They're playing games with you when it comes to pricing. So if you got to really see clearly where your priorities really are. So once you really understand where your priorities are, you got to really understand that there's an entire universe when it comes to there's an entire ecosystem. Let me say it this way: there's an entire ecosystem that actually revolves around data broker sites. Okay, and that ecosystem actually feeds off of your data, among others, because your data can actually be sliced and diced and sold to third party institutions, to affiliate marketers, to all kinds of players. Okay. And so what you want to do here is that you have to really ask yourself, do I want to go through a third party data removal service, or do I want to do it myself? How important is your time for you? If you want to do it yourself, you got to really follow a certain amount of rules. Okay. Number of rules. Identify the data brokers that have your personal data. Look for a data broker opt-out option. Contact data brokers and request data removal. By law, they have to actually follow through. You want to configure online privacy settings on your social media account, among others. Okay, so that's an important element to think about, especially if you are trying to protect not only your own privacy, but also your children, your wife, your husband, let's just say your family. Okay, so you got to really think about this thing from a holistic point of view. So here's a choice here. So you've heard about Incogni, you've heard about Reputation Defender, you've heard about Privacy B. Which one should you go for? Well, basically, you should actually go for Incogni right now, because Reputation Defender is more comprehensive, and the Privacy B is also really good. But Privacy B actually has a few more things that they actually need to improve on. But Incogni is the best among the three. That's for sure. So here is the coda. In today's conversation, I spoke to you about Incogni versus Reputation Defender versus Privacy B. And so I give you the comparison. I spoke to you about the selection, the choice, and now the quota. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.